Hello, my name is Taya. I'm a real estate consultant and a realtor. And in this video, I want to share with you some real estate financing options that are available to you as whether a first time buyer or you own properties, you want to own more. And this is just a couple of options that you may not know of that I believe you can consider towards the pursuit of your real estate goals. Now, the first thing I want to say here is if you're buying real estate, you must understand that it's going to cost you something. It's going to require that you're intentional about what you're doing. That basically means that you're going to have to sit down and do some planning. You're going to have to forego some things. You're going to have to make some sacrifices to be able to achieve your goals. And of course, these goals, when you accomplish them, will turn out to be satisfactory and beneficial in the future by way of returns and some of the other benefits you will enjoy from your property. Now, the first and the obvious one is taking money from your savings, or some people do cooperative. You contribute to your cooperative and they can take a loan from them which you can pay back with a small interest over a period of time. These are very common ways by which people get money to finance their properties. But there are some other options are available which I want to share. The first one is co-ownership. Co-ownership basically is a situation where a property developer, for instance, comes and says, okay, I have this project, come and contribute so and so amount. When the project becomes functional or operational, I pay you back so and so amount on a monthly basis. Now this is something that a lot of people are involved in, and this is something you can consider if it meets your real estate goal. The bottom line here basically is you are investing money in the project, and then the project pays you back with returns over a period of time. So that is co-ownership. Another form of co-ownership, which I think you may want to consider, is people coming together to co-own a property. There are locations in Lagos today where land has become very expensive. Okay, you go areas, for instance, maybe Ajah, for instance, where you have land going for as high as 30 million. Now, even if you have the 30 million and you buy a plot of land, what about development? Okay, now in this case, 3 or 4 people can come together, buy the land, and then develop maybe a block of 4 flats or something, where they can now pick each of the units. Now, of course, in this kind of situation or scenario, everyone who will be involved in such an arrangement definitely should have a common goal. And of course, there will be some kind of memorandum of understanding on how the whole thing will be administered, so on and so forth. But the bottom line is a couple of people coming together to achieve a common goal. Eventually, you find that you're able to achieve your objective, and then everybody's happy, and then it costs you less. So instead of saving and waiting for a long time, you guys can come together and do something together. And this can apply, on early level. All right, it doesn't have to be so expensive. It may be land it may be even land of 5 million or 6 million, where people can now come together to buy, right? Either as an investment with the intention of selling later for profit, or even to buy and develop to live in. Okay, so this is another option that you can explore: co-ownership. The other one, which is well known, but which a lot of people a little bit skeptical about, is taking a loan to finance your real estate goals, which is called mortgage. Now, this is in 2 ways. Number one, you can go to a bank, all right, to get a mortgage arrangement. So all is required basically is the bank will require will check to see that you're able to pay back. They check your credit score. They also want to see your cash flow, your income, and things like that. So there are certain things they will check. If they check and see that okay, you're able to pay back and everything is good, they require that you make a down payment and then they complete the rest and they continue to pay over a period of time. It could be 5 years, it could be 10 years, but it's going to be clearly stated from the beginning, and also the amount you'll be paying on a monthly basis will be known to you right from the beginning, right? So instead of running away from mortgage, you can speak to your banker, look at what is possible. You may think it will be very high, but if you look at your monthly payments, it may be something that you can afford. So before you rule out mortgage in its entirety, you may want to just sit down and do the math. It may just be something that can work for you. There are a lot of property owners today who got their properties via mortgage. And the last one, which is also a mortgage arrangement, but which I think is better, is the National Housing Fund, which is administered by the Federal Mortgage Bank. Now, this was enacted in 1992, and the goal basically is to be able to help as many Nigerians as possible to be able to own their own properties. Now, this is where this gets really interesting. The Federal Mortgage Bank gives you a loan. They give up to 15 million naira, which you can pay back over up to 30 years. Now, what is required of you? You have to contribute 2.5% of your salary on a monthly basis to the National Housing Fund, right? If you do that consistently for 6 months, you are able to obtain a loan. And of course, there are a couple of other requirements like your tax clearance and some other things which will be required of you, and then your ability to pay back. But the bottom line here is that from the Federal Mortgage Bank, you can get up to 15 million naira with about 10%, 0 to 10% down payment. They fund the remaining, and you can pay back with 6% interest over a period of up to 30 years. So this one is what I believe that a lot of people should begin to look into and begin to find out what the requirements are, so that even if, as we speak, you don't have all of the requirements, you can begin to do what is necessary or what you have to do to make sure that you can take advantage of this scheme by the federal government, which I believe is a very, very good one. You get 15 million naira and you can pay over up to 30 years. And the good part is that you can actually take, if you have land, for instance, that you're here to develop, you can take this loan to develop your property. You can build a block of flats, live in one of them, and let out the remaining and use that money to pay back the loan. So this National Housing Fund scheme is what I think is something I think a lot of us should begin to look into and take advantage of it to be able to finance our properties. I hope you learned something from this video. Please follow my social media handles at Landed Realty. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks.